you all. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show Podcast, the daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. So, I suspected a sex trafficking issue, and, okay. Now, I think sex trafficking was on my mind. Not because I was looking to traffic women or traffic anybody, or that I had seen anything. But I tell you what, this is what led me down that road. Now tell me what you think. I'm at the hotel in, let's see, what community is it? Near Scranton, Pennsylvania, for Matt's wedding. More on that. Matthew's wedding. More on that in a second. And I'm at the desk of the hotel. Nice place. Nice place. And there's a dude at the front desk. Straight-laced. Looks like kind of a nerd. Looks like any dad. Or any John. With him is a young chick who looks like she hates her life. I'm guessing 15, 16. She's got denim shorts on, long brown hair. She's tatted up and down her right leg. She's tatted on her left leg. And I see this guy, and he's checking in, and he's dealing with this old lady at the front, and she's kind of slow, and it's taking forever. And I'm like, now, what am I seeing here? I'm like, I guess it's possible it could be his daughter. But I'm not buying it. What the hell is going on here? I'm thinking what you all are probably thinking. This is a dude who is with his young prostitute, and this is unfolding in front of my eyes. Like, I don't like this at all. It just doesn't seem right. Something's wrong. All these alarms are going off in my head. And it didn't happen until the end of the interaction with the guy and the worker, and he checks into the hotel with this young lady, and then they walk out. They actually leave and go out in the parking lot. Where they went, I don't know. So I'm in line for something else. I had to get my key re-keyed so that I could get into the room. And all the while, I'm like, I don't know. This doesn't feel right. Lorraine says, I'm hoping she wasn't flashing the hand signal. That means she's in trouble. Now, I have heard of that. But I don't know what the hand signal is. But she looked not happy at all. Okay, so this is what I see. Nerd dude, button-down green shirt, blue jeans, dad pants, straight-laced guy, kind of a little bit, I don't want to say beat-up looking chick, but, kid, young girl, teenager. And the tats, I'm like, God, who? Now, how the hell is this guy, this nerd, going to allow her to be tatted up like that? So I'm like, I don't know, man. Something weird is going on in this story. Something is just not adding up in my head. I am starting to think that he has hired her as a prostitute, and she's been trafficked. Maybe even missing somewhere. That's how this happens. You hear about some chick gets pissed off, runs away, gets aligned with Mr. Wrong. Next thing you know, she's kind of like in a horrible scenario that she can't get out of. She's trafficked. It's a very real scenario. Real scenario happens all the fucking time. So I'm like, what the fuck am I seeing? So now they've left and while I'm in line, the lady is or while I'm getting my key recharged, I'm like, oh, boy, it's just strange. Good morning, Matthew. I'll talk about you in a bit. You missed the early part of the story. You're gonna have to go back and listen to it. So I wander up to my room, and I'm getting dressed to go to the wedding. And I called the cops. I called 911. 911, what is your emergency? I said, I don't know if I have one. However, and leading up to that phone call, I was like, yeah, I'm weighing what's going to happen. If I call the cops and there's like two things that can take place if I call the cops. And it's like, Cole writes, yeah, but what time did you call 911, Eric? This can actually be a sex trafficking scenario where this young lady is saved and she can get out, or it's incredibly awkward and embarrassing. And to me, I'm like, well, that's worth it. That's not too much trouble. And it's not my job to be uncomfortable. I don't have to do anything. So I called the cops. And so I explained to the cop what's going on. And a few minutes later, I get another call. It's the cop. I'm in the lobby. All right. I come down. She's standing in the lobby, and I kind of like, let's go outside because the employees are right there, eating, taking a break or something like that. So the cop and I go outside. She goes, now what's going on? So I explain all this to her. And she's like, okay. She goes, what makes you think that this could be a sex trafficking thing? I go, I don't know, man. Just thinking that it just doesn't add up in my head. Something's wrong. Something's not right with this scenario. I give her all my information, make sure she has it. She goes, I'm going to go in and talk to the employees. Prior to that, I went up to the old lady who waited on the dude and the chick and me. And I go, hey, I used to work with that guy. He's here with his daughter. I swear to God, I said this. And she goes, oh, I don't know if that's his daughter. I go, oh, yeah, okay, what's his name? And she goes, I can't tell you that. I go, oh, of course, no problem. So I'm doing like my own investigation. This is after I called the cops. Go back upstairs, start to get dressed for the wedding. Cop shows up. I go back downstairs. I explain to the cop what's going on. Cop says, okay, yeah, I'm going to go talk to the employees. Okay, great. I go back up to my room, finish getting ready, pack. I'm going to go to the wedding. I'm going to get, Matt and Amanda are going to get married. And then I'm leaving from the wedding to go back to Michigan. And then I'm thinking while I'm driving to the venue, boy, who knows? Maybe I'll have to come back and say, yeah, point the guy out of a lineup. Yeah, it was him. He did it. I actually pull up to the venue 25 minutes later. My phone rings. It's the cop. Yeah, it was her dad. The cop was, she goes, yeah, that was father-daughter. I go, oh, okay. I go, well, sorry about that. And she goes, no, it's totally, she goes, it's good that you did that. It's totally fine. Totally fine. Rather just, a little bit of embarrassment does not, what if you were right? I go, yep, okay. So I guess I did the right thing. But I tell you what, I am so quick to think the worst. I am Mr. See something, say something. I do not fuck around. I will more often than not call 911 on you. Can you imagine what this guy was doing? Because I'm guessing he was off the property, and then the cop, waited there, and then maybe the guy showed up, probably with a bag of McDonald's or something, and hey, can I? And then was able to determine that this is in fact a father-daughter. The cop did say that. She even said more than she should, because she said, yeah, there's a custody dispute between the guy and the mom, and he was visiting to see her or something like that, or I don't know that. Like, I don't even want to know. You don't even have to tell me, but I'll tell you what, it was, Chris says they're at friggin' Applebee's. He's getting cuffed and beat up. Tyler says, better safe than sorry, similar to calling 911 to notify them of your speeding on the highway. Brandis says, you absolutely did the right thing. You never know, and so much shit is happening with trafficking. Ryan says, typical big fraud, Zane. Amanda says, sex trafficking is so rampant in Scranton, PA. I just don't know what I'm going to do. Shut up. Tyler says, you're lucky he wasn't black or the cop would have shot him. Kenny says, quote, I'm sorry, it's just been so long since I called the cops. I felt it was long overdue. Chris also says, better safe than sorry. Oh. So, yeah, that is what my excitement was to start that day. I have to admit, when the cop said, yeah, that's the father. That's a father-daughter there. I was so disappointed. I wanted that to be a sex trafficking. I busted up. In my opinion, it said on the Scranton Daily News, sex trafficking ring broken up by Big Fraud Zane. I had it in my brain. I was again going to be the hero. My hero complex was going to kick in. Thank God for me. I am watching over everyone. You know what? I don't regret that. I'm glad I did that. I'll do that again. I will not. If I think for 1 second there's something amiss, I'm calling the cops. Fuck that shit. That's what these people are paid to do. Ryan says, can you imagine the costume Big Fraud Zane would have if he were a superhero? This is the first I've spoken about this, haven't said anything about it. This is the first time I've talked about it. Matthew says, sounds like you did the right thing. That's the Matthew who minutes later I saw at the wedding venue. It was a hell of a day. Young Adam says, now the dad thinks mom called the cops on him. I did think of that. Maybe that happened. Oh, man. Holy cow. Aram says, I wonder what the cop did to confirm it was legit. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of wish I knew that on two. I kind of wish that I knew too. Sorry, I think I had a stroke right there. Oh, my God. But I had to get the show rolling. EZ is breaking up sex trafficking rings, or so he thought, for a short amount of time. Sorry the late start today. Welcome into the show. For those of you that are enjoying it on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, it is time to say goodbye to you. Enough. You're moving on. If you want the full show, you have to go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live or download the Twitch app on the Google Play or the Apple App Store. Jesus, what the hell is wrong with me? And search Eric Zane Live, all one word, after you download the Twitch app to your mobile device. You can get the show as it happens, kind of like your own favorite radio show. You can dim the screen and everything. It's all good. Run it through your radio and your Jesus, what the hell am I doing today? God. Anyway, that's what you do. You can download the audio podcast wherever you download shows. Please subscribe on your favorite platform. I have a Patreon that has a free trial, and that is just what the doctor ordered. That has been a fantastic thing. If there's anything at all, any chance you've been wanting to try out Patreon, I suggest you do the 7-day free trial, patreon.com/Eric Zane. I've had about 25 people who've signed up for the free 7 days, and I'm keeping about 80% of those. That's awesome. Thank you so much to you folks who have tried it via that way. Just as I said, go to patreon.com/Eric Zane. T-shirts available on my website, ericzaneshow.com. Send me an email on the Shoreliner Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. And that is it for you on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We will continue on Twitch now. All right. Facebook and Twitch brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Twitter brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Well, the wedding of the year, Matthew and Amanda, 2 years in the making. It was maybe a little under 2 years ago that I was seated at Surf City in beautiful Jersey City, New Jersey. And Matthew and his lovely girlfriend at the time, Amanda. I think, they were engaged at that time. And we were talking about that. Makes sense. He didn't ask her to marry her right there and then say, hey, will you be the officiant? They were engaged. Throwback, young couple. Okay. Nowadays, people wait until they're 56 till they get married. Okay, we want to spend the rest of our lives with each other. Now, I don't know if you follow these folks on Facebook, but they are attached at the hip. My only advice to you, I'm sure everybody's given you advice. Keep it that way. Stay involved in each other's lives, and you'll be fantastic, blissful harmony. The second that you're not really involved in each other's lives, and you start to drift away, that's when trouble starts. That's why you got married. So good on you. I'm very happy for you too. And I can honestly tell you that everything went spectacular. Oh my God. First of all, that part of the country is gorgeous. That is my type of land. Rolling hills, mountains, but not gigantic mountains. You're at the northeast corridor of the Appalachian Mountains. And just beautiful up there. Oh my God, is that fantastic. I can't say enough about that beautiful part of the country. You live in a wonderful place. I hope you don't take it for granted. It reminded me of East Tennessee. Not quite as big of mountains, but it reminded me of the foothills of Tennessee. Excuse me. And nice area. I will say that the Walmart, though, Matthew and Amanda, try to avoid that because it was about a mile from my hotel where the sex trafficking was happening. And I can honestly say, I thought that the Walmart where I live in Granville, Michigan, was unbelievable in terms of the high level of human mutations that I've seen on people. But the one there, I've never seen so many people walking with dislocated hips in one place in my life. Wow. Don't go there. Don't eat. I want you to stay away from the Walmart. Holy shit. Other than that, though, it was absolutely beautiful. The cops are nice, too. Wedding party, got to know several of the people that were there. They had a donut wall. A wall of donuts. I don't know if you ever seen somebody for the dessert. Like, you eat, and then they've got this wall with, like, dowels on it with dozens of donuts on it, different made, and then they had the cupcakes. I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. And no one was eating the donuts. Okay? And I said, Jesus Christ, I gotta do this now. And so I was keeping my eye on it, because as soon as someone takes one, then you know all hell's gonna break loose. So I'm watching it, and then I said, enough of this. This is nonsense. And it was before the speeches started. And I don't know if there's some protocol there, but I actually walked up to Matthew and I go, hey, dude, the donut wall, it looks intense. And he goes, can I go get one now? And he goes, yeah. I go, oh, thank God. So I went and got a donut, and it actually had Fruity Pebbles on it. A donut with Fruity Pebbles on it? Are you serious? Like frosting and then Fruity Pebbles. This is incredible. And then I got a cupcake, and I go walking past everybody because we're on the very end table. And everybody sees me, and they're like, oh, and their ears perk up, and then people start going. And then Matt starts doing his speech. Matthew, that is. And I'm like, oh. Or the wedding party starts doing their speech. Matthew said something, too. It was incredible. But I'm there eating the donut during the speeches. And everybody else has their donut, but they're not eating. I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm eating my donut. Absolutely great. The ceremony, it's all about adapting. I had a microphone. The second I start to talk, the mic dies. Get rid of the mic. Use your outside voice. No problem. Matthew on cue. When lovely Amanda starts walking down the aisle, dude starts crying. And I'm like, yes, you've done it. I said to him before, and I go, dude, the only job you have here is to absorb yourself in this moment. Smile and cry and look at your soon-to-be wife. That is all. Don't do anything other than that. And man, they both bought into it. Holy crap. There's a little coaching because on the rehearsal, like Dad walks Amanda down the aisle, and I go, make sure you walk towards Dad and take her hand. Don't make him come to you. He's going to stop. You go there and get her. You go get your soon-to-be wife. Everything is perfect. Tons of friends and family. Beautiful venue. I mean, this place was spectacular. The nicest. Oh, God, there's so much going on here. It's beautiful. My mic craps out. Doesn't matter. I got this. And I would have to say that I was really spectacular. Now, if I'm talking, it's spectacular. But this was really spectacular. I did such a great job. Oh, man. No, it was absolutely incredible. I loved it. Matthew says, I was a fucking mess before the wedding party started walking, but it was even worse when I saw Amanda. Maureen says, thank God you have that big booming radio voice. Corey says he's so humble. Well, of course. Linda says we'd expect nothing less from him. Matthew says, I will say all my family and friends loved you, Zane. You're welcome back anytime, buddy. Yee-yee! By the way, all this time I've been saying yee-yee wrong. I mean, I've been pronouncing it right, but Matthew clarified that it's not, you don't go yee-yee. You got to go yee-yee. which sounds like something, one of those battle cries from the film Avatar. I got to know a lot of people. I talked with Matthew's mother, Teresa, and his father, that would be Glenn, I believe. And Glenn threw me for a loop. Did I say that right, Matthew? Is it Glenn? It is Glenn, isn't it? And he was quick to offer up that he is a hunter of Bigfoot. And I said to him, somehow we got on the topic of what he does, and he goes, "Yep, I'm a Bigfooter." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Now, I didn't know what that was. I thought that's somebody who puts like pilings in for major construction or something like that. A Bigfooter. I don't know. I don't know what a Bigfooter is. And he goes, and he said it again. And I think he wanted me to know specifically, and because I went, "Oh, okay," and I did. I just said, "Oh, okay," because I didn't know what that was. He goes, "I'm a Bigfooter." I go, "Oh, okay. Oh, okay." And he goes, Bigfoot. I go, "Yeah, of course, Bigfoot." I have no idea. And he goes, he realizes that he probably has this happen all the time, that I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He goes, you know the mythical creature, Bigfoot, 8 feet tall, hairy, no one's seen it, or whatever. I'm paraphrasing. And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I hunt for Bigfoot. I go to faraway places and hunt for Bigfoot. In fact, in the local community, I am like, I guess there's an organization, and very prominent. He's very, very prominent as a Bigfoot hunter." Corey says, "For money?" I don't think so. I think he does that for fun. In fact, there were more than one Bigfoot hunters there. Some of the friends that were there also do that. And yeah, so I had plenty of conversations. Now, you noticed I haven't said anything insulting to Matthew's sweet dad. Matthew wants to hunt for Bigfoot. Who am I to judge him for hunting for Bigfoot? Okay? However, Kenny is not making any friends with the comment. Basically, it's someone telling you they're an idiot because they believe in Bigfoot. Now, why do you got to do this? Why can't, you would think that someone who claims to be a gentleman would not insult Matthew's father. Matthew says, "I think it's an excuse to get high and go into nature." So it makes me think that Matthew takes this very lightly too. But Matthew says he does take it very seriously though. And I believe it because he said it to me with such a straight face. "Oh yeah, I hunt for Bigfoot. I do things out of the woods to look for Bigfoot." Now, I didn't ask a whole lot more about that. Aram says Kenny's heart is hardened from the recent events. Oh yeah, he's turned into just a pop-off guy. He's being mean to people now. Yeah, don't let Kenny fool you with that sweet Southern. He's kind of a cock. Kenny says, "I missed who you were specifically referring to." Oh, you mean you weren't paying attention, but just popping off with comments? That's crazy. You never do that, you dipshit. So, all right. There was that. All in all, though, it was awesome. Very, very good. Enjoyed myself. On the way out there, though, Maybe this is why trafficking was on my mind. I started out on Thursday very late. I left later than I wanted to, like 6:30 p.m. from Michigan. And I only drove like 3 hours to Toledo, Ohio. And I said, I'm pulling over and getting a room. And I saw a Motel 6. Now, in my mind, this is, I'm just convinced myself this is as cheap as it's going to get. This is bottom of the barrel. And I was right. The Motel 6 in Toledo, Ohio. Holy fuck. You know how, like, on the sign, it'll say, like, some of the amenities? Like, back in the day, they used to say, HBO, phones, arcade. Those are the amenities. Well, they still have that. It might as well have said on the sign, sex traffickers welcome. I go in and get the room. And it's the lady who's working the desk. Her kids, this is like 10:30 at night, are there. And I know that. I walk in. First of all, there's just 2 kids hanging out in the area where all the pamphlets are. You know, like you go, oh, yeah, got Toledo, what to see in the area. And there's nothing. But they're there screwing around. And then there's a lady at the front desk. And she goes, guys, get out of here. Kids, get out of here. And I'm assuming they were her kids. She, like, brings her kids to work at the fucking motel. And all the while, all I'm thinking is bed bugs. Bed bugs. Bed bugs. My whole body is going to be infected with bed bugs. And, man, I got into the hallway of this place, and the cigarette stench. Oh, I don't even know why there were signs that said no smoking. It should have just said, you cannot stay here unless you smoke. That would have been more effective in keeping people from smoking than the sign that said no smoking. A hint of chlorine from the pool and smoke. Oh, so bad. But got in there and, it was complete shit. But all I needed to do was get me through the night, sleep. I did. And it was fine. I have no complaints about my sleep. And got the hell out of there. Finished the drive. Now, on the Friday, I've got to get there and then a couple hours and then off to the rehearsal. I have this point in my day, every day, about 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., where it's just like I'm comatose. And typically when I'm here doing this job, moving around, though I'm at a low ebb, I can just move around and I wake up. Now, I'm driving, though, and I start nodding off as I'm traveling through Pennsylvania. I'm like, fuck. And I could not keep my fucking eyes open. And there's a rest area. I pull over, and I put the seat back to fall asleep. And it's so uncomfortable, there's no sleeping. I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do? Jesus Christ. So I get up. I go into the actual rest area. Go to the bathroom, and there's a coffee machine. I go, oh, thank God. And every machine there, you can swipe your card on it, except the coffee machine. It says $1.50 for a cup of coffee. I have 0 coins on me, or so I thought. I go back to the car. Thank God. Diana has, what do you call it? A bunch of coins inside the center console. Oh, thank God. Pull it out. And honest to God, it comes out to $1.50. The exact amount that I need. Now, I'm going to brew that coffee. I'm going to let it cool a little bit, and I'm just going to hammer it. I'm going to drink it like a shot. I got to get, I got to get going. And I don't want to, I can't sleep. Put all my money in there. And it says $1.50 has been, and then it's, I go to hit the selection. And it's $1.75. $1.75, and then it's though it says $1.50 on the fucking thing. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Fuck. And now I'm surrounded by Mennonites. The Mennonites have they came piling out of a fucking van, and I think they're Mennonites. I don't know if there's a difference between Mennonites and Amish, but they're all dressed. It looked like the cast from the film The Village, that M. Night Shyamalan movie. And, the fucking dudes got their suspenders and the stupid haircuts and the beards, and the chicks got the bonnets on and the dress, and they're all fascinated by the fucking machines. And they're gathering around and looking at the things that they are not allowed to have. And I'm just surrounded by, I knew they was them because I could smell them. They all got fucking BO. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? And they're like around me, and I'm trying to make the thing go. And I'm like, oh shit, I got to get the fuck out of here. Hit my button and all the money falls out of the thing. I leave. Nothing else happened. I was impressed with what was going on with the Mennonites. They show up in a gigantic white van, Duggar-sized family. Everybody makes a big deal about the Duggars, but in this part of the country, I mean, that's a regular thing, and so there's like, like daughters are holding babies, are holding their sisters. And then the mom and dad come in, and and no one speaks. They all just grunt and communicate with hand signals and glances. And then they walk in as a group, and then they leave as a group. The entertainment for the little ones was looking at the blinky lights on the vending machines, and then they get the fuck out of there. Enough temptation for you. Let's go. And there I am looking at it. They think I'm like some kind of fucking goblin. Ugh. I got the fuck out of there. I had no coffee. I just kind of muscled through. Finally made it to a gas station a little bit later down the road. Able to chug my coffee, and off I go. The Duggar documentary was eye-opening, Aram says. I am struggling with that thing. It's been slow. I'm gonna keep going on it, but it is it's slow in that first episode. Question: curious, any reason you did car and hotel instead of RV for the trip? Oh yeah, gas costs. I assume you wouldn't have gotten to call 911 if you'd done that, though. Yeah, it would be. Let's see, 500. What's 450? 450 miles on a tank of gas on the RV. And it was a 1,400-mile trip. So let's just say 3 tanks of gas. That's $600 in gas, plus the wear and tear on the RV. Then there's the cost of 2 nights at an RV park. Or 1 night. Well, yeah, at least. Yeah, probably 1 night. Because I could sleep in a Walmart parking lot. Or I could just leave it at the Walmart in PA where I was. Either way, it's just slow. It's just really, really slow. You got to travel 55 miles an hour. It's a pain in the ass. And I'd have to tow a car. I wouldn't want to drive the fucking RV. No, I guess I could have. It would have been a real pain in the ass. This was much better. Anyway, Matthew says, did you go to Sheetz? I might have gone to one Sheetz store. Mennonites can use technology. My boss is Mennonite, and he's a computer nerd. Well, I can't say for sure if they were a Mennonite. They may have been Amish. And I think there's a difference. I'm too lazy to look it up. My God. All right. That's about it. Let's see. I sat with some wonderful people at the table. Matthew had to do seat fillers. Yeah, and I've been there with Jackie's wedding. People last minute cancel. We can't make it. It's like, oh, fuck. Come on, man. I need seat filling. We need people there. I was tasked with prayer, too. Your old pal EZ. Matthew's mother says, will you say the prayer? I go, well, yeah, of course. I can do anything. I'm an ordained minister at the Universal Church. Yeah. Fantastic. Said the prayer. Everybody ate. And, yeah, what a great time. Thank you for thinking of me and inviting me to your special day. I loved it. Great, great group. Sheetz is a store where you can get food and gasoline. It's like going to, any convenience store, but on steroids. Awesome. It's kind of like a Wawa, which they also have out east. Did the Reverend Bender Bones give you any tips on prayer? Mm-hmm. There you go. Okay, folks. The open and live stream is in the books. Don't forget about me on Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. If you are enjoying the free podcast right now, do the 7 days. This week, we are busting out, Ben and I, another episode of Who Are These Free Beers? We are going to unpack, a good portion of the show is going to be unpacking the highly acclaimed Yankee Candle or Target Candle recall saga. It was a big moment for our heroes on the radio when Smug Beer broke down how a candle at his house had a recall. And man, holy shit, what a talking point. We had a terrific conversation between these heroes about a candle recall. And Ben and I are going to break that down this week when we bust out our second episode of Who Are These Free Beers? You can hear it for free if you sign up at patreon.com/Eric Zane for a 7-day trial. You will need to put a form of payment in there, but as long as you cancel it before the 7 days is up, you won't be charged. If you do happen to let it go 1 second past 7 days, that will be either $5 or $10, whatever you signed up for on Patreon for your old pal Easy. I'm hoping you like it, though, and I'm hoping that you stay around. It's been a very, very helpful thing to have the 7-day free trial. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Today's show, the open and live stream, brought to you by Berlin Raceway. We've got Father's Day weekend racing going on at Berlin this weekend. In fact, BerlinRaceway.com is where you go. Click on tickets, and off you go. Click here to buy tickets, and my gosh, Father's Day tickets are a little bit more expensive because the ARCA Menards series is coming to town, and that is a national touring circuit. $20 per ticket. That's still a great price for fantastic stock car racing at the just under a half-mile track, Berlin Raceway. Under 15, free. Parking, free. Bring in a cooler with all the food and snacks that you want and soft drinks. No glass, no alcohol. Racing Saturday, Father's Day tickets at BerlinRaceway.com. All right. Thank you to them. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Love them so much. Get your vehicles repaired at Irvine. 616-532-6600. Smack dab in the middle of Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's ervines.com. Their website, ervines.com. Everything you need to know there, how to get there, phone number, in case you missed it from me saying it right now. And their Google reviews are very, very important. They take a great amount of pride in the high level of they have in their Google reviews. 616-532-6600. Some of you may be wondering as the show is going on, where the hell is Darla? Well, Pooh Bear is home, and Darla knows it. And if Darla knows that Pooh Bear is here, and if Darla is in this room and Pooh Bear is not, that means Darla is upset. So she's like, wait a minute, I want to be with my mom. And so she was in here crying up a storm, so Diana had to come get her. There you go. That's what's up. I don't want to leave you in the dark about where our Darla is. Okay. Here we go. I have to use the restroom. Don't go anywhere. I will be back. Okay. I think. All right. Be right back. All right, listen up. I always sit up a little taller when HelloFresh partners with the Eric Zane Show podcast. Look, HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping. It's also 25% cheaper than takeout. Because if you're going to prepare a meal like this at home that you're going to get restaurant quality food through HelloFresh, you're going to have to go to the store and buy all these giant bottles of ingredients, which are probably going to sit in your home forever until they expire, and then you throw them away. Not so with HelloFresh. Everything is pre-portioned for that meal. Shows up at your house. You look like a genius. The food is fantastic. And everybody is going to love you. I am not kidding you. I've never been so sure about something. HelloFresh.com/Zane16. When you go that route, you use code Zane16 for 16 free meals plus free shipping. HelloFresh.com/Zane16 and use code Zane16 for 16 free meals plus free shipping. You're going to love this. Try it. And the month of May is perfect because HelloFresh is celebrating Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So you can try limited time, authentic recipes created in partnership with an amazing chef by the name of Serbi Sani of New York City's Tagmo restaurant. So you will be able to do that in your own home. I'm not kidding you. Do this. HelloFresh.com/Zane16. Promo code Zane16. 16 free meals. What have you got to lose? Plus free shipping. Try it today. HelloFresh. Amen. The greatest holiday in the world happens Sunday. Father's Day. Yes. Oh, my God. Now, I'm not a big, hey, it's my day. I'm just going to sit around. No, I'm traveling to see my father. Okay? I'll have time to, be waited on when my father is not with us anymore. Until then, all these big events, you gotta go big or go home. So his Father's Day 2023 at my dad's, less than 1 week away. I got, let's see, Diana, Eric, Jacqueline, Justin. I think they're bringing their dog. I'm not bringing mine. You can't bring a dog if Jackie and Justin bring their dog. We have an easier time getting someone to watch our dogs than they do because their dog is reactionary. The dog cannot be around other dogs. It's impossible. The dog loses their shit so bad. I've talked about this before. So it's those guys. Maybe Madison. I'm hoping Madison. And Madison's boyfriend. But, okay, we drive across the state and then pile out of the RV and then Shish-ka-Bob Festival. Holy fuck. And I've talked about my famous Slaughter the Turks Armenian Shish-ka-Bob recipe. The key is the marinades. The handmade from scratch marinades for the chicken, the beef, and the shrimp. Bring all this in bags to my dad's and then set up the tables, and we have a fucking festival bash. I think my brother and my sister-in-law are coming too. I don't know. Some people are like I brought this up to other family members, and they're like, well, yeah, but you see, I'm being celebrated. My family's celebrating me, and it's like, you're gonna have time to do that. I mean, this might be the last Father's Day for him, for my dad. Okay, this might be it. You don't want to miss these moments. You're gonna have many more. But I don't say that when people say, well, I'm staying in. I'm staying in because it's Father's Day for me. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I want to. I'm saying it right here. But I'm like, He'll be 90 next year. You know, all I'll take for Father's Day is, hey, I appreciate it. Thank you. That's how you got to do it. Tyler says, what about the bat at Jackie's house? Now, here's the thing. I just found this out the other day. Justin went downstairs with a net and caught the bat. He actually caught the fucker. And she's screaming and yelling as he's got her in the net. And then he let her outside and just set the net down. And then a few minutes later, he went back out and the net and the bat was gone. And so I said to them, I go, that was all they did. All it did was get up and flew up to where it got in and went back in. No, there's no way. I go, what do you mean no way? What makes you think no way? Well, we're just, I go, you're assuming wrong. She's got babies up there. And all she did, she's just annoyed. You might as well, you're supposed to leave them alone until August 1. The guy who came in, the pest removal, the bat removal guy, he wouldn't even set it up so that on the one-way trap door, he wouldn't even do it because you got to wait until August 1 because a lot of the bat species in Michigan, you can't mess with them. I said, you kind of fucked up. You got to leave the bat in your attic. No, we're not doing that. Not doing that. I go, all right. Well, I don't think you have a choice because as soon as you let the bat go, it's going right back in the house. Kenny asks if there's video. I wish. No, there is no video. Brandis Lewis says, my husband and I go to my dad's grave on Father's Day. Still celebrate my dad even though he has passed on. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do that if that ever happens. I'm like, that's sweet of you to do that, though. I wonder what's going to happen if if that ever happens, is he going to go in ground or ashes? I should take a poll. What do you prefer, gravesite or ashes? I don't know what I'm going to do. It's always such a bummer, okay? Because if I croak and they throw me in the ground, now it's like people feel obligated to go. And then I don't want it. I don't want to be like in heaven saying, fuck, they're going to that really sad spot to see me, to see what I was. And then they're just bummed out and sad. Brandon says, my dad's ashes in the ground. He is buried with his parents, which I appreciate because tending to his grave is cathartic for me. Well, there you go. You see, it works differently for most people. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. Holy shit. Thank you, Brandis. Saturday, we are going to roller derby. Oh, my God. I talked to Tanel from the Grand Rapids Pit Bull Alliance. And she missed picture day, so she wasn't when I was going through all the through the roster of the competitors, and she's not on there. But I sent her my discussion of it when I talked about how one of them had a baby and was I was a stupid, ridiculous bit of shit that I said, but it was fun. On Saturday, the Grand Raggedy Roller Girls. Jesus, where is that? Sorry, I'm screwing shit up. I don't know where the hell I am. Never mind. The Grand Raggedy Roller Girls are doing a event Saturday at the Griff's. What is it called? Griff's West Ice Arena. I don't know. God, I just stumbled onto this. Grand Raggedy Roller Derby. I am so excited about this. Events. 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Griff's Georgetown Ice Arena. The Grand Raggedy Roller Derby All-Stars are taking on Ann Arbor. And the Grand Rapids Roller Derby Attack are taking on the Toledo Glass City Rollers. So I think they've got like 2 squads. There's so many competitors for the Grand Raggedy Roller Derby squad that they have 2 teams going. What? Get your tickets and get ready for an exciting night of competitive roller derby. I'll leave a link for this in the show notes. Let's all go together. Doors open at 4 p.m. Action starts at 4:30. Oh, my God. I've never been to this in my life. Stu McAllister's going. Stu might meet his next wife. I don't think he's been married. He might meet a girlfriend or a guy. Holy shit. Brandis says, I can't wait to hear what you think. So today is Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday. Saturday, 4 p.m. I will be there. I guarantee it. And you are encouraged to go. I like the idea of pumping these people up because they do it all for fun, okay? They don't make any money. Any money that they make goes for, to pay for the venue because to be able to utilize, Griff's West by my house, it's a mile away, it's cost a lot of money to use that fucking place. So all they're hoping to do is get enough to maybe repair their equipment. Brandis says, "Dang it! If I live closer, I'd go with. But if I live closer, I'd probably be playing." I wonder if you've ever taken them on in a game. I have so many questions though, because I think that there's a lot of lesbians that compete. And I want to know if you've ever walked into the locker room and saw a couple people going muff to muff. Has that ever happened? Because in my mind, it's happening. It's a very sexual type of... She says, I have not. Post-game scissor fest? All right. They're not going to like that I said that, so I was just being an asshole. All right. I'm excited, and I want you to go. You can hang out with Stu and myself and whoever. If you can let me know that you're going, though, I want to kind of get a head count. We could, all walk in at the same time. All right. Grand Raggedy Roller Derby. I don't even know how the game goes. I'm going to have to get look up a tutorial about how points are scored. Seems incredible. In fact, I spoke with Michelle McCormick from WLAV, and I was talking with her about it. I go, you guys on your show should get behind this. You should. And she goes, oh, my God, I want to do it. I want to compete. I go, well, I don't. Okay. This is not, they're not fucking around. They're looking for people who might have involvement in some capacity. I was approached about being the announcer. And I said, maybe let me see how it goes when I witness it firsthand. And then I'll let you know what's up. I wouldn't want to do it for any money. Again, they're broke. They don't have any fucking money. It would just be for fun. And Michelle's like, oh, my God, I want to participate. I go, well, you're old, and they're going to kick your ass. These are young, aggressive, in-shape women, who are 20 years younger than you. They're going to beat the shit out of you. There is nothing fake about that. You can't just skate around and think. And if you are fucking around, they're going to knock you out, and you're going to be paralyzed. Somebody's going to break your fucking back. You're on wheels. You can still get badly injured even though you're wearing a helmet. I love this. Cannot wait. The Unabomber is dead. Ted Kaczynski killed himself. He was 81. Not exactly sure how. I think he might have hung himself. This is in one of those federal prisons. It was a type of prison for people who has the ability to serve prisoners or house prisoners who are ill. Like when Bernie Madoff was getting ready to kick the bucket, he went to this prison in North Carolina, this federal medical center prison. And Kaczynski had cancer. It's like, all right, you got to go to this one now. He was at that big Supermax one in, I forgot what state that's in, Florence something. But he got sick. So, all right, fuck that. They sent him off to the one in North Carolina. And then that one is I think that's known for being like understaffed. And, a lot of times in these federal penitentiaries, you get people that have less eyes on them and they end up killing themselves. That's what happened to Jeffrey Epstein, supposedly. It was Florence, Colorado, the Supermax that Kaczynski was in since May of 98. Sentenced to 4 life sentences plus 30 years for his campaign of terror. And you know what's remarkable is I'm sitting there yesterday. We're having family dinner. Taco bar. And I said, Unabomber died. And Jackie goes, who's that? I go, what? How the fuck do you not know who the Unabomber was? No idea. Time marches on, man. People don't know. And so I was filling them in about this guy. I go, well, this is the synopsis of the Unabomber. Crazy fuck. Very skilled, very bright, educated Harvard and Michigan. Total fucking kook asshole, though very smart. Got in his brain that the world is going to shit because of technology. He wants all of us to live off the land, no electricity, no mechanized production. His idea of the world was because of all of the way we've advanced through society, inventions, to make life easier, to create things, to create the world that we have. He was greatly concerned with this, Ted Kaczynski. He wanted you to live in, like he did, in a shack And then when you're hungry, you go out and you catch a squirrel, and then you scoop up some water from the river, and then that's it. You have a loincloth covering your dick, and you hunt with a spear or a bow and arrow, and then that's about it. That's Ted Kaczynski. Even fire to Ted Kaczynski was like, oh, God, there's a lot. I don't know, man. That's a little bit too technological. So then he starts using technology to build bombs. And he even built, in the 1970s, he got one onto a plane, and it was an altitude bomb. It doesn't detonate till the plane gets to a certain altitude. That's what he was able to cobble together. A working bomb to get onto a fucking plane somehow. And once the plane gets to a certain altitude, bomb goes off. Fucked up a bunch of people. Then he started sending shit in the mail to people. University employees, thus the name Unabomber. University, UN, and airline, Unabomber. And for many, many years, this all started in 1978 and ended in 1995. 16 bombings. He killed 3 and injured many more. So he's in this cabin doing this. And then he'll build the bomb. He'll go to the post office, mail the bomb. He lived on property of some other folks who like, oh, yeah, there's old Ted, or lived down the road from them. And, oh, yeah, there's crazy old Ted. He's this crazy old man. And then as the years go on, the feds are like, hey, man, we gotta put an end to this. And Kaczynski reaches out and is like, hey, I want you to post my manifesto. And they're thinking maybe we can get Kaczynski to reveal himself. And the idea is, if he posts, make him think that if he posts the manifesto, he'll feel like he's in control and maybe stop bombing. But more important, if he's talking to the public with this stupid fucking many, many word manifesto about how he hates technology, he will reveal himself somehow in his writing. And he did. He wrote, this super smart guy was such a fucking narcissist that he wrote this fucking manifesto and published it. And then, so it's New York Times. There's this lady reading it, and she goes, Dan, come here. I'm reading this manifesto of this crazy guy that keeps bombing people. I think it's your brother. I think it's your brother, Ted. It's his tone. I think this is your brother. Brother comes in there. He reads the fucking thing. He's like, God damn, you're right. It is my fucking brother. And they immediately call the feds and go, this motherfucker is my brother. Holy shit. And that got the ball rolling. It wasn't long before they had an idea where he was, and they went in and nabbed that motherfucker. Jesus. Actually, Dave. Dave's the guy, the brother. Dave Kaczynski. The tone was recognized by Dave's wife, Linda, and Dave. They called the FBI. This was the nation's costliest and longest manhunt ever. They found him in the cabin. It was filled with journals, a coded diary, explosive ingredients, and 2 completed bombs. While awaiting trial in 98, Kaczynski attempted to hang himself with a pair of underwear. Though he was diagnosed by a psychiatrist as a paranoid schizophrenic, he was adamant that he wasn't mentally ill. He eventually pleaded guilty rather than allow his attorneys to present an insanity defense. Growing up in Chicago, he skipped 2 grades before attending Harvard at age 16, where he published papers in prestigious mathematics journals. His explosives were carefully tested and came in meticulously handcrafted wooden boxes sanded to remove possible fingerprints. Later, bombs bore the signatures FC for Freedom Club. Sounds like something the former Zaniacs would do. Might be a little less smart, though. There's a great documentary. I don't know what the fuck I watched it on about all this. And I can't remember if it was a dramatization or what. But it was good. But I was floored. My daughter, she's like, who? How the fuck can you not know who the Unabomber is? Jesus, that was right at a time when there was a lot of gigantic news stories in the mid-'90s. You had Oklahoma City, Columbine, Waco, Ruby Ridge, Kaczynski. Just dominant news stories. Incredible. Who was the other fucker? Eric Rudolph. Remember that motherfucker? The abortion bomber guy? Eric Rudolph. In fact, one of Rudolph's bombs blew up and they thought it was a Unabomber. We had like competing bombers at the time. Holy shit. All right. Just wanted to get to that. I'm not intentionally skipping past Trump, but honestly, I don't know fuck about this. All I know is he got indicted for the documents. Oh, Atlanta. Forgot about the Atlanta. Yeah, the Atlanta bombing was Eric Rudolph, and they thought it was that fat ass. O.J. Simpson. Yeah, that too. Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck is going on with Trump. All I know is that a big indictment was handed down, and there's a lot of charges or accusations being thrown at him on the Mar-a-Lago document thing. So now you've got the civil trial that he's found liable, $5 million for the rape. And then you got his business dealings in New York. Josh says get him on the blower. Call Trump. Well, I don't know. He's probably going to be pissed off, and I don't even know if he's available right now. I can give it a try. All right. Trump. All right. Bring him in here. Hopefully this works. Sometimes his voicemail picks it up. You know, I remember one time I called.
This is the wonderful voicemail of President Trump. Let's make America great again together with your message.
Hey, Mr. President, it's Eric Zane. If you want to give me a buzz back, I wanted to talk about the indictment. Apparently, you're in even more trouble. I don't know if you heard about that. If you can give me a buzz back anytime, that'd be great. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. Okay. Oh, these indictments on the man. I think it will... I think it's ultimately going to help the guy. NW980 says, Eric, he won't respond. He doesn't know Eric Zane. He only knows Big Fraud Zane. You're right. I fucked that up. Okay. Thank you to A&E Heating and Cooling. The world-famous Joe Martinez at 616-516-8579. I don't know if you saw on my Facebook, I posted the picture of the air conditioner that hasn't been serviced in quite some time. Joe took off the outer covering of that fan outside of the house, and the amount of blockage that was on those little metal fins was incredible. If you haven't had that done in a year, you could have very well or more. You could have that same scenario, which means your AC is going, help me. Help me, I'm going to die. Don't let your AC die. That's a lot of money to replace your AC. Spend the $79, dick face, and get that thing serviced. Okay? You can't just operate it and think it just works great every year. I don't give a shit if you've had it for 1 year. 616-516-8579. Call Joe today. A&E Heating and Cooling. 616-516-8579. And then after he makes you very happy, tell your friends. This is a family-owned business that's really, really, I'm just so proud of how his business has grown. He's got like people that are out in the field with him now. His son-in-law, David. His daughter helps out. His wife helps out. It's just a great thing. And it's because of all the audience members that have reached out to get their AC and furnaces looked at and taken care of from A&E Heating and Cooling. 616-516-8579. Excuse me. While I'm at it, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Okay. If you've owned your home for a little while, there's a ton of money in that home. Let's say you need a new roof and you're a little low on you're not cash heavy. A new roof is a ton of money. Get the money out of your home. Do it that way. Don't get it financed. You're basically just taking out another credit card, for God's sake. Get the money from your home and then pay that back over the length of the term. You'll barely notice it. And then you got a new roof, 231-332-6505, or perhaps you have a high-interest credit card bill. Yeah, man, the 25% APR is going to hurt you. Don't pay on that deal. 231-332-6505 for the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Or perhaps your credit's great and you just want to get a mortgage to buy a new home. Anywhere in the U.S., Mario can help you. 231-332-6505. Ask about the red carpet 5-star service when you mention my name. Aliens have landed in Las Vegas. What I like about this news story is that they seem to be taking it seriously. I don't know why I can't see this. Hang on. Window capture. I see why. Done. I don't know if I can get to this. Aha. There we go. That's what I needed. Okay. I love how the news station in Las Vegas takes this seriously. I'm just going to roll this, and I want you to know that I absolutely believe this. And I believe also that the government is covering it up. Okay? And I'm not much of a conspiracy theory guy unless if it comes to aliens. Now, I want you to pay attention here. Audio check, video check. Here we go. This happened on Friday.
Southern Nevada is abuzz tonight with stories about the crash of an unknown object and the alleged sighting of strange creatures in the backyard of a Northwest Valley home.
So it was last night that 8 News Now investigator David Charnes reported about how Metro Police responded back on May 1st after receiving a strange call from a very frightened family. Well, our report generated a global response, and now piecing together the sequence of events has been kind of tricky, in part because the primary witnesses have been almost as elusive as the beings they say they encountered. Chief Investigator George Knapp is as perplexed as the rest of us. George.
As you know, this is not our first UFO rodeo. We first heard about the incident in early May via the Metro Police grapevine. The incident has a lot in common with other bizarre cases from around the world: an alleged crash, strange beings, and bits and pieces that don't make sense. But the police took this seriously, and so do we. Just before midnight on April 30th, skywatchers across several western states saw a bright fireball streak through the heavens. A police officer working in the Northwest Valley caught a glimpse of the colorful object on his body cam. At nearly the same time, a Ring camera in the area recorded a strange noise and what sounds like a crash. One family living in a ranch-style home had a much closer view of the object. Two brothers and their father were working on a vehicle in their yard when they caught a glimpse of a sparkly object as it came crashing down, then were hit by what they describe as a shockwave. One of the witnesses, a young man named Angel, has stated when the brothers looked into the yard where the object landed, that spot was obscured and blurry, as if by unknown form of camouflage. What they saw next prompted a frantic call to 911.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot.
Maybe they're former Zaniacs.
9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes,
Okay.
like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
8 News Now investigators have spoken with family members multiple times in the past 4 weeks, but each
Look at that Trans Am in the driveway. Maybe that's a Firebird.
of the 3 times we accepted their invitation to do an interview, they didn't answer the door or their phone.
Okay, let me back up. This is where it gets even more strange.
8 News Now investigators have spoken with family members multiple times in the past 4 weeks, but each of the 3 times we accepted their invitation to do an interview, they didn't answer the door or their phone.
So they get invited in, they show up. No, we're not doing it now.
These are some of the claims they've made in other public forums. Multiple family members backed up the story in an initial police report we obtained. Angel says they heard the patter of multiple feet in the yard. They later heard footsteps on their roof. They saw one of the 8-foot-tall creatures climb behind the controls of a large front loader stored in the yard as if trying to engage it. He got a good look at one of the creatures, he said, a greenish-grayish being with large eyes and long legs. He says he could hear its deep breaths, and when he locked eyes, he was, in essence, frozen in place, couldn't move. In the middle of the yard, where the object had crashed, then vanished, a circular impression was left in the soil.
Okay, where is this on your property?
Metro sources say the police dispatcher initially wondered whether to send a crisis intervention team to help the troubled witness, but then took the incident seriously. 2 officers arrived 38 minutes after the call, and by then had heard from other officers. They proceeded cautiously and managed some nervous laughs.
I ain't dealing with that.
A few days later, the family says 2 Metro sergeants returned to the scene to ask follow-up questions. The family says they also saw men in suits and sunglasses driving in a car with government plates cruising slowly past the house in the following days. Nellis and Creech have denied any interest or involvement with the incident. Metro has indicated they believe the family that something crashed in their yard. But what?
Someone else has access to it.
You mentioned, George, in that piece that they were frozen because so many people have been critical of, like, why didn't they get their phone out? Why didn't they shoot the video? Do we know if there's even any video of this incident?
Yes and no. So there's a surveillance camera in the backyard. The property owner keeps that because he's got a lot of expensive equipment there. What we were told is that at the moment this thing comes down and crash, this camera went out, and it was out for a couple of minutes. When it came back on, the object was gone, but the circle was there. We've been told by Angel in multiple phone conversations that he shot video of the creatures. We haven't seen it, and we don't know anybody else who's seen it yet, so maybe he'll release it at some point.
It's getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, all over.
All right, George, thanks for that.
Okay. Holy shit. I'm laughing, but it's kind of a nervous laugh. There's a lot of questions there, but Ryan says I can't make jokes about this. It fucking freaks me out. Everyone always goes to funny. I'm with you. I'm laughing, but it's a nervous laugh. Oh. I believe that Anchor George is the Bob Lazar guy. I think you're right. George what? What was his name? I think I know what you're talking about. God. Brandis says BS. Maybe. I really want to believe that, though. I really do. God dang, was that spectacular. What a report. Here's the thing that got me, what I'm suspicious of. If it came down that hard, it would have made a massive impression in the backyard. You know, like fucking crater. It barely did anything. Does that mean, though, that the TV station is fucking with everybody? I don't think so. I mean, you completely destroy your credibility. Or is that like such a regular thing in the for this news station? I don't know. It's not like I went ahead and did any research. I just took the story and threw it on here. Ryan says, I thought I saw a pic of a body cam from one of the cops with a light in the sky. Yeah, they definitely showed that. I don't know if you got in here late. Cole says, I'm encouraged that anchors are starting to take some of this serious. Jimmy goes with maybe it was Bigfoot. Yeah, well, maybe Matthew's dad's going to wind up going over there and looking to see if he can find it. All right. There's a lot to handle there. Moving on. I want to talk about this golfer by the name of Nick Taylor. I don't know shit about golf, but I was able to get all the key points of this story that make this interesting. The Canadian Open is going on somewhere in Canada. The PGA Tour goes to Canada. Now, very rarely does it happen where a Canadian actually wins the Canadian Open. But in this spot right here, there's a Canadian golfer by the name of Nick Taylor who's trying to win. Now there's a guy named Tommy Fleetwood who they're playing in a playoff. Fleetwood is taking on Taylor in a playoff. So they were tied at the end of the final round of regulation in this golf tournament somewhere in Canada. Nick Taylor, the Canadian, taking on Tommy Fleetwood, the fourth hole of the playoff. Now, Taylor's lining up to putt. 72-foot putt, and obviously you know what happens. He's going to drain this fucking thing. Audio check, video check. Here we go.
Left the flag stick in with the maple leaf flag. Good pace. Are you serious? Oh my goodness! Glorious! And
so now he wins. He wins it with it. That was an eagle. That was for eagle, and he wins the thing.
Free!
That's Tommy Fleetwood. Congratulating him. Yeah, Canadians don't win shit, you know, if you think about it. Hockey is won all the time. There aren't even Canadian teams that win the championship of the sport that they invented. You know, the teams based in the U.S., I mean, it's going to be that way this year with either Vegas or the Florida Panthers. When's the last time a Canadian team ever did anything? We took all their best players and put them on teams in the U.S. When it comes to football, they have to have their own shit league that no one gives a fuck about. That our area high school teams could beat the Canadian Football League teams. So they got baseball. Jesus Christ, give me a break. So this is a big deal in Canada. When the dude sinks this putt, all the Canadians lose their shit. They cannot believe it. This is so fantastic. More of this. There's more to this story.
We're storming the 18th green now. They just tackled that.
Okay, so another Canadian golfer came running onto the course. His name is Adam Hadwin. You'll notice here, when the caddy is with Taylor, see, he gets pissed off. Watch this.
We're storming the 18th green now.
Okay, the caddy lets go of Taylor, and he's running over to see what's up. Here's what happened. Adam Hadwin, another Canadian golfer, runs out onto the green with a bottle of champagne to pour it on his pal, Nick Taylor. And this dude right here, this security guard, he thinks that this guy right here is like someone who's going to do something stupid. He doesn't know that it's a fellow golfer. Watch what he does to him. He tackles him. He brings him right down and starts beating the shit out of him. Nobody knows. Even in their own country, Canadian golfer wins it. Another Canadian comes on there to celebrate, and some security guard starts beating the shit out of him. Oh.
But Canada has a conquering hero.
I want to go back to that moment again. Look at the distance here. How far? This is Tommy Fleetwood, him and his caddy. Like, there's no fucking way this guy's going to make this. And then as soon as he hits it, the amount of people who start like going, oh my God, it's like they knew.
Left the flag stick in with the maple leaf flag. Good pace. Are you serious? Oh my goodness! Glorious and free. Years of a drought.
What a scene.
And how about this? It's the longest putt holed by Taylor.
The reactions are what I love. Look at, he does a club flip. Those people are jumping up and down.
Hugs with Dave Markle, his caddy.
The reaction.
Player himself.
The reaction. Holy shit.
This one time as a Monday qualifier. A Canadian from
this guy here in the green, he's the one who gets tackled.
Right here in this province of Ontario.
That's the guy who lost, Tommy Fleetwood.
He lost to a miracle putt.
Fucking intense.
I've never seen before. Your country has waited 69 years to watch one of its own bring home its National Open. Can you put in perspective what it means to be the one to deliver it to them?
No, I'm speechless. This is for all the guys that are here. This is for my family at home. My wife Andy and our son Charlie and Harper. I'm very speechless. This is the most incredible feeling ever.
You just made the longest putt of your entire career to get it done. Can you just explain what you saw and what was going through your body before the putt and when you watched it go in?
I had a similar line in the second playoff hole. I knew it was going to be slow with how much rain we've had. I wanted to get as close as I can because Tommy, I thought he's going to make it. For that to go in is unbelievable. I don't know what to say.
Nick Taylor, turn around, take this all in one more time. This is for you. Congratulations.
Thanks for watching the PJ.
I'm amazed that something actually in golf. I mean, I was interested. Well, I mean, how can you not be interested in that? The guy just made a 72-foot putt. Holy shit. To win it in a playoff in this 70 years since the Canadians won the Canadian Open. Oh, my God. That was spectacular. That's the type of thing that when that happens, then I'm interested. And, okay, that might lead me to watch a handful of minutes of next week's event. And then when I realized, fuck, I'm so fucking bored. I just can't do it. I don't know how you people do this. I don't know how you play it. I don't know how you watch it. It's a sickness. It's horrible. That was a great moment, but it's too fucked up. It might be the wiring of me, the ADHD. It's like, dude, I would rather be picking up sticks in the woods than watching this. This is shit. I tried watching a Formula One race, the Grand Prix of Monaco. I forgot the name of the guy who wins. No, I think I got it. Max Verstappen. I think that's the guy. He's like the big dude, you know. Everybody loves him. And Formula One makes NASCAR look interesting. I take it back. I like NASCAR. I like NASCAR when I'm there watching it. You know, that's kind of like at Berlin. I love being at the track to watch the race. That I can get behind. But, and because I can see the whole course, you know. But I was watching that Formula One shit on TV. 0 lead changes. Verstappen led from the beginning to the end. There's no room to pass. It's so bad. And somehow, because of a reality show on Netflix, everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. Sucks. Jesus. All right. Thank you to my friends at the Kent County Health Department. 616-632-7200. If you need any information about the WIC program, you know that's a horrible thing to wake up on a Monday morning, realize you just don't have enough money to keep your family fed. Make today's first call to the Kent County Health Department. Now, it might not be you. It might be someone, though, that you know, maybe in your neighborhood, maybe a classmate of one of your kids, and they just aren't aware that there is something in place to keep them fed. And you can call on your respective county, wherever you are, and possibly be able to have this same thing afforded to you. You pay for it in your taxes, and people should not go hungry. 616-632-7200 for the Kent County Health Department. Thank you. If you qualify, you get access to a ton of food every single month. Call for details or go to their website, accesskent.com/health. Thank you to Sarah Honda Granville, another great sponsor of the show. Go to Sarah Honda Granville and test drive a brand new Honda vehicle today. Oh my gosh, you will be so happy with what they have, and you'll be just so impressed. If a new car is not in your future, check out the certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot right now. Drive away today. Michigan's largest selection, biggest lot there is of certified pre-owned vehicles. These are like 1 or 2 years old. Great cars, like new, still under warranty. Sarah Honda Granville, SERRA, SarahHondaGranville.com. Saw this 16-year-old kid, not sure where, was on one of those shows where they take like surveillance footage and they basically tell a story for you. This 16-year-old wrestling champion was at a gas station, and then across the street at another gas station, the kid noticed a commotion, and he's got sheepdog mentality. He ran over to help because some psychopath was trying to beat the shit out of a lady and her little kids. And so the guy's got a fucking knife, you know? And they're like, holy shit. And it's all going down. And this kid goes right into the action and takes charge. This is incredible. Audio check, video check. Here we go. We cannot hear anything. Thought I said audio check, video check. Let me start over. Hang on. There we go. This is what I wanted to do. Whew.
At a gas station in Las Cruces, New Mexico, a man is trying to steal a pregnant woman's children, fighting everyone who gets in his way.
He's after a lady with her kids. He's in the store. We can't get him out.
He's trying to force his way into the locked bathroom, where the terrified woman and her children are hiding.
It's okay. They're on the way. They're almost there, okay?
But then, a good Samaritan shows up out of nowhere.
This young man comes and goes after the attacker.
I knew that something was wrong. I didn't even think about it.
His name is Canaan Bauer, and incredibly, he's only 16 years old, and he's a district wrestling champion. When all the chaos begins,
he looks big. This is a big kid.
He's not even there. He's at another gas station.
I was about to get in my truck and leave when I heard someone screaming from across the street.
You know how much Mexican tail this kid's gonna pull?
A woman with a baby running away from this guy. I just knew something was wrong, you know, that someone was screaming for help. So I flew across the street. There's a man holding the door, and he was all covered.
Look at the size of this kid. Holy shit.
A man holding the door, and he was all covered in blood. And the lady outside, she was screaming, he's gonna get the kids, he's gonna hurt the kids.
Canaan has no idea what he's walking into, but he doesn't hesitate.
And then he was trying to kick down the door so he could get to those kids where they were hiding. And so I grabbed him from behind.
In a matter of seconds, this 16-year-old wrestler overcomes a man nobody else has been able to stop.
It wasn't like a move that I did for practice. I just grabbed him from behind and pulled him down onto his back.
With their attacker now pinned to the ground, angry employees pile on top of him. But Canaan calmly tells them to back off.
They were in my way. I wrestled and that I'm a big guy, so I trusted myself. I had him, and he wasn't going nowhere.
Canaan only had one brief.
He's like, hey, no, I appreciate your help, but get the fuck away. I got this.
Moment of concern.
When I walked in the door and I saw that blood on the floor, I was worried that he had a knife or a gun on him. But as soon as I was like chest to chest with him, then I wasn't scared. So if he had a knife or something on him, I was too close for him to stab me.
Several minutes pass, and desperate employees are still pleading with the police to hurry up.
They're on their way. Everybody's on their way, okay? Just stay on the line with me.
Canaan stays firmly locked onto the man.
He was saying, like, let me go and cussing and stuff. But after the first, minute, he gave up.
Canaan is calm, but the employees are still livid.
You see a lady come with a wet floor sign to hit him upside the head.
Yeah, this chick grabs yellow wet floor sign and hits the fucker.
See someone try to hit him or kick him.
They were angry, and I could see why. But I was telling her to stop hitting him because he wasn't going anywhere.
After Canaan walks in, almost 6 long minutes go by.
And you're thinking, where are the cops? It feels like it's taking forever.
That's when the police roll up and quickly put the man in.
Oh, look at this cop. Oh, fuck.
In handcuffs. The
fat ass dude.
Clerks and other witnesses shower their gratitude on the team.
Yeah. Legendary. That is an this kid is fantastic. What? And think about that. 16 years old. No idea what he's going into. Marches in there and grabs this motherfucker. 6 minutes for fuck's sake on the response time. Well, you know, this is probably a rural community. Cop. He's not black, guys. Put your guns away. Oh, man. Looks, none of my business. Walks away. Fuck. You know what? It's a good thing that fucking idiot who was trying to break down the door, that someone didn't have a gun. Because you could absolutely have shot him in that circumstance. He's damn lucky that it was just a kid who knows exactly what to do to bring you down without really hurting you. Holy shit. If all people stuck up for each other, the world would be a better place. I get so mad when I see people just stand there when people need help. Chris says he yelled, yee-yee, right before he took care of business. Son of Jack Bauer. Man, that was like that when Queen of the Forest saved that lady in San Francisco with CPR. Her and the dude flying the kite were working on that old lady. And people were just walking down the beach, just no one offering to help, no one doing anything. They just kept walking. Didn't even ask, did you call 911? Nothing. Like numerous people just walked. And when I was talking with the person at the fire station, they said, so where are you from? Michigan. They go, oh, that explains it. What do you mean? People around here would not have done that. They would have just left her in the water. I go, what? Yeah, that's the way people act around here. The fuck? Josh adds he's going to need that wet floor sign to beat off the poon being thrown at him. Oh, my God. You are not kidding. What an absolute legend. I love that story. Click on it in the show notes to watch it in its entirety of him fucking laying the smack on that motherfucker. Fantastic. Okay. Asshole of the day coming up. TC Paintball invites you to reach out to them for a fun time this summer with the kids. TCPaintballGR.com. Fantastic sponsor of the show. They have everything you need. You just walk in, sign your waiver, give them a few bucks, off you go. You have an entire day of fun at TC Paintball. You got to schedule that in advance. Get more info at TCPaintballGR.com. And be ready, because if you're like one of the local dad group and you get your kids together and you introduce them to this for the first time, they're going to fall in love with this. Okay? There is a fully stocked pro shop there for everything. And you're like, fuck, it's something new. He loves it. We're spending time together. Let's get him some gear. And then welcome to the world of paintball. Everything you need is at TC Paintball. The people, the gear, the playing fields, TCPaintballGR.com. There's even a kids' little league. Okay? If you want to introduce them slowly, those are the bits of machinery, the guns that don't nearly have as much velocity on them, so that, because if you get hit by one really well, oh boy, it can leave a mark on you. There's no question. TCPaintballGR.com. Thank you as well to Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet for supporting the show. They are in Granville, Michigan. Kent dropped the E out of you, and his crew over there work tirelessly to make sure that you pay the lowest amount for your flooring. Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet. They are on Chicago Drive behind the Little Caesars. The lowest price for flooring, all types of flooring that you can imagine, on sale right now. None of this go in, look at a catalog, order it, and then it gets delivered. You go there and you get what you need. There's massive quantities of the best-selling brands from all the best manufacturers at Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet in their huge warehouse. Mention my name, save 10%. That's awesome. So it's already the lowest price in Michigan. When you say my name, you save an additional 10%. Thursday, I left you with the asshole of the day. It's those two crazy people that grilled their grandma. Ugh. What do we got today? Okay, I talked to you about what I thought was a sex trafficker in East Pennsylvania. I called 911 on the guy. He was not a sex trafficker. He was a dad. If I'm the asshole of the day because of that, that's all right. I still think I did the right thing. We talked about Matthew and Amanda's wedding, the wonderful time that we had there. You know what they had there at that wedding? The facility, the venue, has a pond. stocked with bluegill and bass, and people were encouraged to bring their fishing poles. It's fucking incredible. The wedding pictures are being taken. You know, there's always a certain amount of time to get the pictures taken. Everybody's fishing. They're fishing in the pond. Never seen that before. The Unabomber is dead. Aliens in a backyard in New Mexico or Nevada, whatever. Nick Taylor's incredible win in the Canadian Open. The one guy got his ass kicked by security. The kid, the wrestling kid, the kid who beat the shit out of the guy. I guess the guy who was getting tackled could be the asshole of the day. But this is more fun. Asshole of the day brought to you by TC Paintball. Canadian Open Security. There you go. That is your asshole of the day. I'm back on Patreon a little bit later on. It's free for 7 full days. Go to patreon.com/Eric Zane. By the way, I don't know if she's still here, but Ashley, Crazy Ashley. Let me see if she's still here. Yeah, she's still here. You won't believe what happened to her. She went to hang out with friends on a boat in Grand Haven, Michigan. Or some people say Grand Haven. If you're from there, you say Grand Haven. If you're not, you say Grand Haven. And she's hanging out with friends, and everybody's partying. Okay? I'll continue that story in a second. Cleo is here. Cleo's a young lady who I met at Matthew's wedding. And she remembered me from my time on 97.9 X in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton on the radio. Big fan of the radio show. Big fan of your old pal EZ. Well, she was at the wedding, and I got a chance to take a picture with her. She's just the nicest, sweetest thing in the world. So I got a chance to meet her, and I see she has a first-time chat on Twitch. So thank you, Cleo. I appreciate that. You were so nice. And welcome. Don't be a stranger around here. So Ashley texts me, and she's like, I need to talk to you like a father. And because I'm reasonably, well, I'm not old enough to be your dad, but I do such old man shit. She goes, I don't have keys to get in my car. What do I do? What the fuck happened? And she's not sure, but she had 2 fobs for her car in her purse when she's partying with these people. Okay. Now she has no fobs in her purse, and she cannot get into her car. She doesn't know what to do. And she has a theory about what happened. But she thinks that someone at the party took the keys because they didn't like her, took the fobs out of the purse because they were mad at her. And she's got her thought that it's this one dude because the dude was kind of a pain in the ass on this boat. And I think she indicated that she said, does this guy ever shut the fuck up? Because he was talking too much. And he might have found out that she said that. So her theory is he did that to her. And I'm like, what the fuck? Well, this is weird. She has to get a fucking tow company. Chris says it's Joe with a fake mustache on. Get a tow company to come there and disengage the transmission somehow and tow the car. It was a fucking nightmare. Oh, my God. Weirdest shit happens to you, by the way. God damn. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this Monday, the 12th of June edition of the Eric Zane Show Podcast. Holy cow. I want to see you on Patreon. Get it for free at patreon.com/Eric Zane. I will be doing a Patreon bonus podcast a little bit later on. So if you enjoy the free one, sign up for a free 7 days. That that is going to do it for me on the free podcast. Talk to you on Patreon. Have a good one, folks. Till next time. Bye-bye.